Hi, welcome. On this video series I'm going to be discussing the basic rural track. This is the foundation of training a dog for tracking through drive. And so when you're, what I should clearly show is when you're starting the tracking process with the dog, it's very important that certain dots connect the right way, because what you want to do here when you're doing the track itself is the focal point is on motivating the dog. Okay, so you know how we go about motivating the dog is what we're going to use is a layered up bite work, which includes really good sleeve work with the dog, as well as agitation muzzle work as the extra incentive or extra kind of look at it as being kind of like the icing on the cake for the dog. So we're going to promote and market that at a level which is going to get the dog up into a very, very high level. So we're tapping into the dog's natural prey drive. Okay, and so we want the dog to be basically what the concept here is. When you're starting this process is you want the dog to basically objectify you at a certain level. Okay, so we want to bring that accelerator, that gas pedal all the way down to the floor, and then we'll tap it back, so to speak, as the dog really starts to connect and starts to really speed up and and starts to focus on the track. And the other issue here, which I just mentioned, is and this is the thing that that you want to be really aware of when you're doing the tracking process, when you're really desiring to speed the track up, is that you don't compromise speed for focus. Because what can happen, and what people or dog trainers or handlers can put themselves at risk of, is compromising the speed, and the dog loses focus on the track. The head will actually come up off where we want it to be, align proper track alignment through the scent cone, through the what I call true tracking standard. That the head will come up, and the dog will start to go down that slippery slope of air sending. And so what will start to happen is you're going to start missing evidence that's on the track. The dog will overshoot it, and also there's you also can compromise officer safety as well by the dog is cutting corners and overshooting. So you can create different scenarios here with putting the handler at a disadvantage. And so yes, you'll have speed, but you're going to compromise focus as well. So here, what I'm going to show you in this video, we're going to discuss all this, how to set this all in motion so that there's no trade-off. So you're going to be able to unleash the full potential of a police service dog with speed, while maintaining the right level of focus on the track, so that all the pieces, all the dots connect, everything comes together. And so that what you're going to have is a tremendous tracking standard, and you'll be at the head of your pack, really. So this pushes the levels way up, and without, and this is the other issue, without having to even start all over again, because this whole system, my whole system, isn't about starting over again. You can take my methodology and you can incorporate it into your current training program, so that you get all the benefits without any compromises, and without having to start over again. So what we're going to discuss today is the basic foundational tracking model, okay, that I use, and it's a rural, it's a country track. And when we talk about a country track, the whole thing about tracking is that we're bringing the dog into its natural setting. We're going to we want to make it easy, so to speak, because here we want to we want to get the dog, we want to have the dog's speed built up and focus, and the whole issue of scent itself. We want to make it so that we're going to get vegetative scent as well as human scent, but we're going to have the right combination of things happening while we're getting the dog focused on that motivation through the bite itself. So, so here I'm going to draw out for you just what the basic tracking model looks like. Okay, if you refer to my book, Going to Ground, the methodology of police canine training, I have this model in there. But basically, what it is, it's just a straight line track. Okay, and it's a very just straight. Okay. And the start of the track, when we lay the track shouldn't be just a few, track should just be a few minutes old, okay? It's not, this isn't about difficulty at this point, this is about focusing on motivation, okay? This is just focusing on getting the dog motivated on the bite work, on the bite itself, and we're going to incentivize the dog, we're going to motivate the dog. This is kind of like, you know, the McDonald's Happy Meal, or we're, you know, marketing the bite. Because the example I use, and it's all about, you know, marketing here, and what, you know, is motivating the dog's mind. Because what's happening here, and is what we're doing basically, is getting the dog going from point A to point B, okay, and kind of without, and what we're doing is we're bringing this in. This is basically the focal point that we're getting the dog to jump to see, okay? And so that's kind of like looking down, you know, when you line up your gun on the range, you know, what's happening is how the sight kind of fades in and out. That's kind of what we're doing here. We're getting the dog to kind of fade away the actual, and that's why we're kind of letting that stand slip here a little bit. It's there, but what we're doing is standing for, you know, using the dog's nose fully engaging. This is the whole thing where what we're doing is we are focusing on the speed, but we know that this is the difference here with how we're doing this, is that we're actually knowing exactly there's a plan of action here, so that there's not going to be any trade-offs. So we're kind of manipulating things so that you know, our first goal is to unleash the speed, the naturalistic prey drive of the dog, and we kind of want to, you know, just kind of let the gas pedal just come right down. So when you're doing this thing with starting to track the basic model itself, the goal here is to not put a lot of influence over the dog. Okay, we're going to hold the dog back. Okay, we're going to keep it really simple, okay, because again, it's about the Happy Meal toy, okay, it's not about anything else. It's about, you know, how your kids drive you crazy, you know, because he watches, you know, Saturday morning cartoons, and, you know, it's all about that new toy in the Happy Meal bag, and so they'll drive you absolutely crazy until you take them to the drive-thru. Okay, this is kind of like the same thing here. We want to market that bite. So the whole thing about a bite itself is, this is something that the process needs to start when the dog is younger, and build the dog up to really wanting that game of tug. So it comes off the game of tug and that bite work, and then we incorporate it, we build it into more formalized training. But the goal here again is to market it. Okay, so what we're doing is get that gun sight, we're going to fade away. So the dog basically just has to, you know, it's got to use its nose a little bit. Okay, but we're really, even visually here, we're letting the dog see the quarry at the end here briefly. And this is where the quarry is going to kind of, you know, you want them to be some sort of a barrier here. It could be behind a tree or a mound or something. And so what you want to do is, you want to hype the dog up. So when you're starting the track, you lay the basic track, the quarry can actually, the dog can actually see, can see the quarry actually lay the advance to the track, actually lay the track. So the dog will know, will start to, and so what that is, it's an association. So what we've created is an association, it's an expectation, okay, that the dog is going to get the bite. So that's the focus, we want to hype that up. So when the, you know, when the quarry gets to that area, that dog visually sees it, okay, but you know pretty much that line that quarry's gone to. So the dog is going to basically going to be air sending here somewhat, you know, but we don't really care, you know, too much about this, okay? The naturalistic part of this, we want the dog to really want to dig in and tear and really be just really wanting that bite at a high level. And so what's going to happen here is we're kind of letting the gas pedal just kind of go. And so what's going to happen is you're actually going to be objectified. Okay, when you talk about being objectified, kind of like dogs looking at you like you're an object. You're just holding that line. You're kind of a means to. You're kind of along for the ride. I mean, in this context of what we're doing, that's okay. I mean, most times when I'm doing, you know, when I'm helping people and their dogs, that's not okay. Okay, but here, this is temporary. Okay, understand? We're doing this, and we're doing this with the whole goal in mind is unleashing that drive. I had a pit bull that came to me and training the dog for protection, and but what happened in that case, the guy had used overused, not him, but the prior training, overused the remote collar, and so that drive of the dog was repressed. Okay, it was there, but it was repressed. But knowing that, I got rid of that collar, at least for a time, and the whole goal was just to unleash that dog's drive. And so this is the thing when I talk about not needing to start over again. The goal is just to kind of let your hair down, so to speak. If you're in law enforcement, you probably don't have much hair like me, but the thing is you have to, you know, this is supposed to be a fun exercise, okay? So this is meant to just be fun exercise. The goal is just to really get that dog focused on the bite work. And again, when you're doing the bite work, this is where we're going to layer this up. So we're going to layer it up into the bite work itself. Is immediately the dog is going to engage the sleeve, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to move into agitation muzzle work, okay, with winning area. Okay, you want to move into that fairly quickly. You don't have to panic. This is where, you know, you talk about associations. You know, dogs, how the dog's mind is triggered. Okay, how they connect dots. You don't have to panic, you know, the dog will just kind of layer that in there as part of this. So what we're doing is, just like kind of building the railroad tracks, okay, we're laying the tracks here. You know, the dog is connecting, you know, what he's doing is connecting the bite. It's an association from, you know, having to use the nose to get there. But at first, we want to just spend the time to really get that dog, you know, focused on that bite, you know, in a really powerful way. Okay, we're gonna hype that dog up. So that's where the speed comes in. Okay, so you should be at a run. Okay, you're gonna be should be running here. Okay, that's the goal. Is, you know, and you can even be talking to your dog, hyping up. Get him. Where's he? You know, just hype the dog up. You want that dog to be hyped up for this. This is a fun experience. So again, the whole thing is a basic tracking model. This is the goal of this basic tracking model, again, is to unleash the dog's speed. Okay, focus comes later. I'll discuss that on another video, but you want to find a field-like area. You know, the grass, it doesn't matter. It can be be a little longer to help capture the trap, the scent. But this is a very fresh track. I mean, in fact, the dog should be at first basically seeing the guy lay the track. Okay, because again, the focus is on the bite work. And so this is how you want to start. You want to start this way, hype it up, build on it, and the dog, you see the dog the mind start to really connect and really get hyped up for this. But the goal is, again, to bring out the speed of the dog, a fun exercise. So anyway, this is just a basic, I'm going to have more videos about, tracking through drive, how to take the mystery out of it here, but it's just about marketing, it's understanding how a dog's mind works. And just keeping it really simple and easy, and the goal is just getting the speed up. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a great day.